Dokkan Battle has a big problem with dodge characters right now. Every time a new character comes out or an old one gets easy aid, everyone looks for two things. Is the unit a tank or can it dodge? Otherwise, the unit is almost useless in endgame content. Usually, when you have a card with insane defense, the offense of the card will have to build up as the fight goes on, or will have a kit that builds a high level of defense through other actions. But when it comes to dodge, it's almost like having a third vital stat besides attack and defense, meaning it's harder to link it to the other two, because if you give it one or the other, the card either fails defensively when it can't dodge, becomes too strong both defensively and offensively, or worst case scenario, fails at both and just becomes a fraud. Also, real quick, I just want to ask you guys to subscribe and help me in my journey to 10k subs. It's free and you can always unsubscribe if you don't like my content anymore. Anyways, back to the video. Some of the time, the devs can pull off reasonably fair and great units. For dodge-based characters, really all we have are the new Dokkan, STR Dragon Fizz Goku, the new Gogeta Blue, Physical Godku, Easy A STR UI Goku, and the Easy A Broly Chilai Lemo. This handful of units are the only ones that can actually build up to a point where they can take a hit or guarantee a dodge and not pass away right away like a few other frauds I won't mention. The more defensively reliable dodge units are literally in the top 10 strongest units conversation for most people, and that just shows how insanely strong dodge can be when incorporated correctly into a kit. But the other thing these units all have in common is being released pretty much in the same year, 2023/2024, aka they are all newer units. But if they start giving dodge to every single card, we are going to get to a point in Dokkan where bosses hit so hard the only way to survive is dodging. There is nothing wrong with the ability itself because it's a very fun and rewarding ability. It's just hard to keep it balanced with the pace we are moving at. I think Godku is the perfect way to implement the ability because he is known for his dodging, but his utility isn't solely based around dodge or die, yet at the same time he isn't game breaking or way too strong. In the next few weeks we will be getting the Easy A for MUI Goku and Evo Vegeta. Now, it's very hard to make MUI better because right now he is still technically usable. Not good or reliable, but usable. And that is mainly because of his dodge and solid stats. Besides that though, he is completely a dodge or die unit. The only way they can make him a top unit again is give him defense to survive these attacks and remove the status as a dodge or die unit. Now, if he becomes a unit that has 70% chance to dodge with something crazy like guard or even damage reduction with a likely stat buff to attack and defense, he will be way too strong and become a must run on most teams. Obviously, there's a chance they'd give his guard/damage reduction a team or turn condition, but he will still be insanely strong. But that just brings me to my next point, and that is the removal of dodge, but not in the way you think. There's no way it's ever going to be removed from the game. I just have a feeling the only way to nerf these dodge characters is to implement more bosses or boss phases who have dodge disabled. I mean, how else will they counter units and keep events challenging when they have a Goku pulling up with damn near 90% chance to dodge and a 13 million attack stat? Dodge is literally so strong that it can make cards that came out 3 to 4 years ago considerable again just because they have that chance to save you. Dodge also created the monster known as Tech Caulifla that people use as a filler unit to this day because she is literally a guaranteed dodge against Pure Saiyans and Universe Survival Saga units. Another filler unit people use is Int Hercule, but he's even less common to see nowadays. Dodge is a double-edged sword for the devs because people love to see it, but if it's not implemented properly or is only added as a gag mechanic on a certain character, it can create ripples across the entire game. Regardless, I love this mechanic because it adds an extra layer of gambling which I am addicted to, and most importantly adds an aspect of hope to every failed run, because maybe in that next run your unit will dodge in that critical moment and you'll be able to beat the event you've been struggling with for the past month. In the comments, you guys should let me know your opinions on dodge, whether you love it or hate it, or if you think it's becoming too strong/too relied on. Anyways guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video about why I think Dokkan Battle is starting to have a dodging problem, and I hope I've convinced some of you to stick around and subscribe to the channel and maybe even like the video. Thank you all so much for watching.